Yes, Pastor is stuck.
Hello.
Yes,
Am I
but you're
stuck?
back. Yeah.
Wow.
So, welcome back to ATCHAT.
Cool, man.
Yes, that's
Technology,
right.
man. Sometimes it's the best friend.
You're
Sometimes.
lagging, Pastor.
Yep.
You good?
I have
Okay.
no idea. Okay.
Okay, yes, we're
Carry
back
on.
in ATCHAT and today.
Yeah, I'm good. I can hear you.
Okay, you're totally gone now. Alright. Okay, yes. Today we want to talk about a very special topic close to our heart, which is about church, right? And Pastor, you back here or not?
I don't know. I can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, but looks like my video is lagging. Huh?
Yes, but hopefully all
Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Alright. You
I'll
come
be back.
back. While I introduce this time to everyone. Today in ATCHAT, we want to talk about something very, very interesting, which is about church, right? And we like to talk about church. In fact, ATCHAT is part of the church program under the covering of ATCHAT or ATCHAT, right? Yes, Pastor, you look like you're back. Oh, Pastor drop off. Okay. So, in ATCHAT, actually, what we want to do, right, is to talk about things that we're not able to talk about on the church pulpit. And after some discussions, we managed to talk about things like relationship, we managed to talk about things like family, communication, church leaders, politics, and all that. And today, we want to take the opportunity to talk about church hopping or church shopping, right? Because there is a point of time where teenagers will go through a phase, not just teenagers, I think many people, including adults, students, they go through a phase where they are indecisive whether or not to remain in their current church or to leave their church for another church. Okay, and we have seen this trend happening, especially during the time of pandemic. Okay? A lot of our friends has been considering to move church or to hop churches during the time of pandemic because of the available online platform that everyone can attend to. Yes. So if you are that person, why don't you let us know as well? In fact, we want to know whether or not church hopping is a thing. Really, we want to know if it's a thing and if it's a thing that will benefit us or not as Christians. Hey, Pastor Andy is back.
Hello.
Yes. Wow. I made
Can you hear me?
some
Can you see me?
intro, How?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All good, Pastor.
I think so. I can hear you.
Yeah. So basically, I introduced the topic I want to share with you. Alright. So
Great.
at the end of today, right, what ATCHAT wants to discuss about is church hopping something that we can explore, something that is healthy, is church shopping something that is beneficial, because sometimes we want to, when we shop, right, we shop for items that is beneficial for us, maybe in terms of discounts, things that are valuable to us, because when we shop, we want to some people say, right, if I shop, I will choose to buy the right thing so that I can use the right thing for a long term, right? So sometimes people relate that to church as well. But today we have two people, very precious people, as part of our community, who is very passionate about this topic. I don't know about passion, but they're invited to be part of this panel and to discuss this topic together with us. Yes, Pastor, you okay? You want to introduce them?
Yeah, sure. The first one, of course, one of the unique features of this podcast is that we don't just bring up topics that are relevant to teens. We actually get teens to come onto the podcast, and at least whenever possible, we get teens onto our show podcast to share their views and tell us from a teen's perspective on any given topic. And of course, today, Kanesh has introduced the topic today, church hopping or church shopping. So today, we have one of our own teens in X-Teens that I guess will be sharing his views. And I hope you can give your support Let's welcome Darren Lim. Yes.
Wow.
Hello, everyone.
Uh,
Hello.
Hello, Darren. All right,
Yeah.
great. Darren, if you can describe yourself in one sentence, what would it be?
Loud. Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
loud
yeah,
is
very
one word.
loud.
Wow,
Yeah.
great. It's the one-word sentence.
Yeah.
Very loud. Okay, two-word
Very
sentence.
loud.
Very nice. And I can testify to that because Darren is one of the live wire in our youth group. Yeah,
That's why
whenever
he's
Darren
here,
is
right?
around,
That's why he's here.
that's why he's here. Whenever he's around, sure havoc. Very nice. Okay, next one, we're going to invite up an adult so that we can have sort of a balanced view, a different perspective. So hear from a teen, we also hear from an adult. Today we have another adult male. We couldn't get an adult female to join us,
Yeah.
but we have an adult male, and this person is one of our leaders in the teens ministry. So he has seen teens come and go,
Yeah.
and he will also be able to share his thoughts as well. So put your hands, feet, ears, lungs together and welcome Nicolas Ng.
Yes, Nicholas.
Hi.
Yes,
Hi,
Nicholas, if
Pastor.
you can describe
Hi,
yourself in one sentence, what would it be?
One sentence.
Yes.
I can't think of any.
All right. Thank you for that. So for Darren, it's very loud. For Nicholas, is I can't think of any. All right, great.
No, only
We're off to a good
because
start.
you
All right, cool.
introduced Nicholas well, yes.
Okay,
Everything that needs to be
okay.
said, it's said. Yeah. But one thing about Darren, Pastor,
All right.
he's not just loud, but he is, in the sense, loud, but he uses his voice for students. If you don't know, he's part of the student committee in his school.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wow.
yes.
Wow. Student committee. What is that? What is it all about?
It's basically like the student council of my school. Yeah.
Okay. So you all have to organize things for the school, like
Yeah.
prom or
To
something like that?
organize events and yeah.
Are you like
Ah,
a
okay,
president,
so-
Darren?
I am one of the highest position there lah. I am head of publicity in the student council. Yeah.
Wow, publicity and loud goes well together. Very good. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Let's carry on.
Cool. So
Yeah.
thanks for being part of our show today, Darren and Nicholas. We want to talk about church shopping. Basically, like how I've introed earlier, especially during the time of pandemic, we have seen a lot of people, not only teenagers, but of course today we want to focus on teenagers. But a lot of people have been using the opportunity to hop or to shop for the right youth group, the right church. Also because of the platform that's being made available, which is online. And of course, now we are going into the endemic phase. Maybe we can talk a little bit about what happens after that. Like if there's no more online, would hopping and shopping still be relevant or not? But maybe we can start with this first question to break the ice, right? So, what are some criteria that a teenager look for when choosing a church? We ask the teen first, Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some criteria you will look for when you choose a church?
To be honest,
Yeah.
no criteria lah, honestly. I think as a teen, what we like to do is basically go wherever our friends go. So yeah, wherever our friends go, we'll follow lah. Yeah, as a teen.
Okay. So friendship is the criteria lah. Community,
Yeah.
people that you know. Yeah. Means
Wow,
right, Darren,
okay.
also saying that you will not go to a church where you do not have friends there lah.
The first time when I came to X-Teens, it was because of friends lah. That was the main reason when I first joined X-Teens. It was because of friends. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Okay.
Nice. How about
So
Nicholas?
sounds like
yeah.
So sounds like for a young person, friendship and community is very high on the priority list lah.
Yeah.
Right, Darren?
Yes. that's
So
right.
even more than say, I guess the program, what the program is like, even more than say the place, friendship is even more important than that, right?
Honestly, if you think about it, when it comes to coming to church, right, it all starts from someone inviting someone, and you only can invite that
Right.
person if you're friends with that person. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. A lot of
Great.
logic in that statement.
Yep.
Wow, good stuff. Hey, but we're talking about a teens ministry, so I wouldn't dare to say that Darren represents all the teenagers. But you know what? If you are part of this show and you're watching, tuning in right now, we would also like to hear from you, okay? And that will help us also maybe improve our ministry, but definitely help somebody improve their ministry as well, okay? So you can type it out in the comment section, the chat section, and let us know your thoughts as well. What is it that teenagers are looking for when choosing a church or a ministry? Cool. Yes, let's ask Nicholas. Nicholas, you have been mentoring many teenagers up to date. In fact, probably even one of the best small group leaders, right? We call it in X-Teens.
Whoa.
But yes, what are your thoughts? What do you think teenagers look for when choosing a church?
First of all, thank you, Ganesh, for your kind words. You are overselling me, man. But okay.
Yeah.
I think I tend to agree with Darren. I think it's about the connection. Based on my observation through my time here in X-Teens, the other thing, I think the other criteria that a teens look for is fun. The hype, the vibe that the church or the ministry brings. Yeah.
Right, fun.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you
Okay. So
elaborate
the
a
atmosphere,
little
the
bit?
atmosphere.
Yeah, atmosphere. But maybe elaborate a little bit, like what is hype and what is fun in the context that you're trying to share.
I think based on my gathering from different teens, I think the activities, say for example, camps, I think a lot of them also mention something about the worship time, as in the praise and worship songs per se.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that kind of hype. Yeah, like people jumping around. Lights. Things like that, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
How about Darren? Do you tend to agree with what Nicholas just shared? Is it accurate based on what you know, lah?
I think in the beginning, yes, because of all these lights, all these things that X-Teens do, yes, maybe it will attract the teens, but for how long? Because at one point you're gonna get bored of all this, and it's up to you if you want to stay or not, lah. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the beginning, so what would the team be looking for, like later part? after the initial attraction, what would be the later part, like long term? What would the team be looking for?
Long term is, I would say, is relationship with the leaders, and also and also the fact that whether they accept Christ or not. Yeah. Because if you're here for Christ and not your friends, then you wouldn't be bothered if your friends come or not. You will just be there for the message, and just be yourself. Yeah, instead of wiring onto someone and relying on someone else's faith, or just so that you can come and see whatever you see in X-Teens or in any other churches, in fact. Yeah. So it's really up to you at the end. Because how long can you pretend?
Right.
Right. In fact, that's a very good point, and thanks for sharing. I think I also saw one comment from Yue on YouTube who says that, for me, I guess finding leaders who are understandable and also don't judge. So maybe you're right. In a long-term relationship does matter a lot in keeping a teenager and making them feel at home, right? Okay, we're gonna move on to a very quick activity. So this is a game that is called Would You Rather? Okay, would you rather A or B? Okay, so as you choose your option, you can also share a little bit of why. We won't take too much time, but we do have a bit of time for this. But I also want to extend this activity to all of you who are tuning in. We would like for you to participate and also share your opinion. There is no right, no wrong. Both options are perfectly okay, but it's more of a personal decision of would you rather. Okay, let's start. You can see it on the screen right now. I'm gonna reveal the first question. Okay, so would you rather online church or physical church?
Oh, you're asking me a Nick.
Both are both have
Both.
I'll
Physical
prefer physical church any day. Yeah.
All right. Could you explain your choice? Why?
I mean, because of it's easier to interact.
Organizer. Wow, I can hear the organizer in my ear, man.
Yeah, yeah,
technology. Technology.
So it's okay.
Wow.
We'll reshare the slides, right? But let's talk about
Yes.
online church, physical church, and continue.
Yes. Go ahead. Both of you chose physical church.
Mhm.
Why? You know, online church very convenient, what? Huh? In fact, in 10 minutes you can attend 10 churches. Yeah. So why do you choose physical over online?
Okay.
Nick,
I
I'll
think
go.
for me, I go physical. I choose physical church because there's a community. There's connection. I believe that the church it's not the device, it's not the program, it's the people lah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's the physical interaction with the people that you enjoy most. Of course, you can interact online also, but then it's not physical. It's not like you can't see the face, you can't see the body language.
Not the
All right.
same.
How about you, Darren? Physical
I-
church, online
Yeah, I'll
church.
prefer physical because because of the human interaction, and secondly, if let's say if you're online, how many of those people tuning in are actually listening? That's the second point. And
Right.
because you can see people's like face and expression, you know how they're feeling and whatnot. Yeah.
I see.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
So maybe you feel being physical more real and more authentic that way lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I'm
Ganesh,
sure
you
with
were
you,
saying
right,
something?
Pastor. I think the earlier days when we tried online church, actually it was pretty cool, and probably at
Okay.
that kind of short period of time, maybe 1 month or 2 months, right? I actually started to like and maybe even use the term preferred online church, but eventually it became quite meh lah. when things
So maybe when in the beginning it was just something new, something different,
Yeah.
a new experience lah.
probably is the
But
new experience part of things lah.
Yeah, and then after a while, we actually can have enough data, enough experience to compare the two and realize that okay lah, we are built different lah. Humans are built for human interaction. Otherwise, God would have made us like digital codes, right?
Okay, we move on. Okay, would
All
you
right,
rather?
move on.
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
Big church
Wow. Or me,
small
big
church? Oh, I
yeah,
say
big church or small church?
Yes. Okay.
Oh, Darren,
Small
Nick.
church?
It's gonna be harder.
A bit hard, huh?
Go for it. Choose one.
Your preference,
Nick chose small.
Yeah, small church.
Yeah.
So what's a small, like, let's talk about capacity, right? And maybe number of people. What would a small church range for you lah? I mean, I don't think there's data to show this is small, this is big, but what's a comfortable number for you?
Personally, I think 100,
Okay.
100, 150.
Wow.
That's
You know, some
big
churches
enough.
say that is very big already.
yeah, that's big
Okay.
for me already. You know, yeah.
Okay. All right, Darren, how about you? Have you made your decision? Do you prefer big
Is
or
it really
small and
about-
vice?
Is it really
Huh?
about the number of people or the size of the church though? Yeah. That's what I feel. I have no opinions on this question. Yeah.
Okay.
So are you saying it doesn't matter to you whether big or small? You
Yeah, it doesn't
will
matter.
you will behave the same, enjoy the same, or whatever the same, even if whether you're big or in a small church, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Because at the
Okay.
end of the day, we come for the same thing if we come for church. Yeah.
Right. Would you agree that let's just say going to a church of 100 people and going to a church of 10,000 people, do you think it will feel different?
Maybe yes, it will, because like imagine there's like 100 people in the church. The leaders won't really pay attention to you, you know. So they don't really know what you're doing, whether you're paying attention or not. But in a smaller group of people, the leaders are like looking at you, so they can see if you're playing phone or not. Yeah.
Okay. But it doesn't matter to you lah, whether
doesn't
you're
matter to
in
me.
like a 10,000 people church or 100. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Would you
Cool.
pastor
That's
a
not how
big
we-
church or small church, pastor?
How about a big church that is small? Oi.
Philosophical, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big church but feel small. Everybody knows everybody. Everyone feels
Nice.
connected.
Because
Yeah.
some people would say they like big church because they can hide. Yeah.
Right.
They can hide within the tens of thousands. That's why it's important
Right.
for the big to also be small. Well, okay, let's move on. All right.
Let's move on.
Next, would you rather have a service with mixture of adults or just full on with people of your age category? So imagine you have ex-teens or your youth service that has teenagers, campus students, and adults in your youth group, or would you want it just among your category of people?
This is a tough one. I think I would rather have a mixture,
Mixture, huh?
but at the same time, I also want events where there's only the age group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Darren.
Okay. How about you, Darren?
I'll prefer only within my age category. Yeah. Because
Okay.
what I feel is you have more common ground with the people around you, and secondly, example, I've been to both ex church and ex teen. So example, like the jokes they crack in the ex church, like what Pastor Kenneth trying to like create, it honestly doesn't apply to us. And then we just look, and then we're like, huh, what's happening?
Okay.
And what we find funny, the adults might not find funny. So you can't really find a balance between the two, you know? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So sounds like there's a place for like same age group doing certain things, and then there's also a place for mix lah. All right. So I guess it depends on the context.
Yeah.
I would say. Okay.
And sometimes it's not just the jokes, right? It's also the conversation, the topics, the things that we teach about. It's all different, lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Next.
Move on. All right. So when it comes to worship, do you prefer full band or you prefer acoustic setup?
Acoustic.
Yeah, I prefer acoustic.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So different, huh?
Yeah. Times have changed.
Full band or acoustic? Okay. Acoustic. Okay. Explain.
Okay, Nick, you want to go first?
Hey, it's been me all along.
Ah,
So now you go first.
Okay, so
Okay.
maybe
Now the
maybe
younger one
like,
go first.
Maybe like a few years back, I would prefer a full band, but as time goes by, I prefer acoustic because it's more like laid back. Yeah, and
Wow.
and I don't need to, like scream that much. Yeah,
Scream that much.
But I thought you're very loud.
yeah, but sometimes I need to, take a step back and be a bit more quiet.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
full band is a bit too loud, noisy, especially the drums. Sorry, no offense, but yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. All right.
Cool.
Okay,
Actually, I'm
but
also
I guess
interested- yeah.
go ahead,
I
Ganesh.
was gonna say I was interested to know what other people think as well. So if you are watching this, please let us know whether you prefer full band or acoustic
Yeah.
setup. Yes.
All our 60,000 people watching now, just type into the comment. Do you prefer like full band or acoustic, and why?
Yeah.
But Darren and Nick, would you say that? While you have a preference, since we asked you to choose, you choose one, right? But does it really matter? Like for example, you prefer acoustic, but if it's full band, can you still worship? Would you still be able to connect with God? Still can have like a really meaningful experience, or do you feel like full band becomes very distracting to you? Like, you not able to focus or concentrate. Like, what do you think?
I think both full band or acoustic leads me to worship. I can still connect with God. I can still feel God's presence. Just that I prefer acoustic. Yeah.
How about you, Darren?
Yeah, honestly, both also can. Is at the end of the day, it's just up to preference. Yeah.
Okay. Nice, cool. I guess for that reason, that's probably the reason why, like, at least in our church or our youth ministry, we kind of mix it up. Sometimes we do acoustic, sometimes we have full band, sometimes we do acoustic out of no choice because we don't have enough musicians. Sometimes we do acoustic because we intentionally want to. But yeah, I guess we mix it up lah.
Nice.
Variety
Okay,
is the spice of life. Okay.
we got two more. The next one is this. Do you prefer a preaching-based youth service or a discussion-based youth service?
All right.
That has
Darren,
to
go
be-
first, huh?
Oh, okay.
Okay. I prefer discussion-based service, honestly, because for discussion-based service, I can speak my thoughts out to someone who is more mature than me, someone who understands Christ more than me, and yeah. So during a preaching service, I will be questioning myself instead of finding answers. Yeah,
Okay.
that's for me at least. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. For me, I prefer to have both at the same time, I guess. But yeah, I think there's a place for teaching, as in preaching. There's a place for discussion lah. Yeah.
Okay. It's just quite fortunate that ex-teens have both sides of the things, right? We have the preaching part, then we have the small group. But I do know that many other youth ministries do not have this privilege, maybe due to various reasons. But it's very interesting to know that because when I grew up as a teenager, right, there's no such thing as discussion one. Like everything is church means preaching. So I think I can relate to what Darren said when we want to ask something, we don't actually get to ask for clarity and all that. So
Yeah.
good point. I don't know, your time got discussion one, Pastor. I think it's the old generation thing.
Not much lah, actually.
If discussion, right, we need to go like a separate class to
Yeah.
Bible study or something. Okay,
Wow.
All right.
last one.
Final one.
Let's go.
Final one. What is it? Let's go.
Yes.
What is it?
Would you rather go in front?
Sit in front or go in front or go in as his worship? Is it this one?
Yeah, worship, and you know how we always bring people in front. Come. Or would you just sit at the back? Yeah.
All right. You understand this question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nick go first this time.
Okay. I'd like to sit at the back.
This is like the opportunity for everyone to say it.
Okay. You prefer to sit at the
Yeah,
back.
but-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm okay with going to the front too. So yes.
All right. Okay. How about you, Darren, the very loud one?
I used to be the one at the front, but now I prefer staying at the back. Yeah. At the corner.
Is it an age thing?
You are aging now.
I'm not sure, man, but yeah. Now I prefer sitting in the far right corner because it's like my.
I mean, I'm not claiming that if those preferences is because you're older. It's just that I see a pattern here, Darren. You used to like this, and then now you like that. You used to like this, and you like that, and then you are becoming more and more similar to Nick's preferences. So,
Maybe in 20 years time.
so I'm just asking. I don't know whether it's an age thing or not necessarily. Yeah.
It could be. Yeah.
Okay.
Based on what I'm
Okay.
hearing from Nick, also, I think it could be an age thing. Yeah.
So does that mean you are growing up?
I wouldn't say I begin to realize more things. I think that I'm just feeling more and more awkward as I grow older. Yeah, that's why you see nowadays.
Yeah.
So the ones that are younger are usually the ones in front. Yeah.
Wow.
Or maybe because as you grow more mature, or as you age also, right, you become more self-conscious or more aware, I guess, right? Like for example, if you compare with a baby, right, a baby just does whatever the baby wants lah. Cry in public, just poop in public. Like you don't understand the whole shame or shyness thing, right? Yeah, as you grow older, you realize, oh, I can't do this. I can't burp out loud in front of everyone. I can't just fart out loud, you know. Maybe there's a bit of there's a theory that as you like mature, you become more self-aware, more self-conscious. You're a bit more sensitive to like how you think you look in front of other people. Maybe lah, I don't know.
Possible.
Yeah. Or on another perspective, it could be like, you know, like Darren said, you know, maybe you come because of the hype, or you don't stay because of the hype. Like it has to go beyond hype, you know, it has to go beyond the whole initial excitement to something more, I don't know, deep or meaningful and more long lasting. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Yes, Ganesh is like stunted or something.
Yeah. No, I'm quite curious to ask lah. Okay, and this is applicable for those of you watching, especially some of you who experience youth groups. You know, where the MCs and the worship leader will say, "Hey, come to the front, right?" And you, of course, the reason why we ask that is because all of you are at your seats, right? So when we actually ask for people to come in front, what do you feel? Right? Do you feel like, it's such a bother? Or do you feel like, okay lah, since they ask to come in front, we come in front? So I'm quite curious because I have a mixed feeling. I see some people like they want to stone me, you know, whenever I ask people to come in front. What are your thoughts, Darren?
Come in front. I think as you grow older, it's also more obvious that you're in front because of the height, you know. Yeah, you tend to stand out more. Yeah. So I think if I go in front now, then everybody will be looking at me like, yeah, because I'm the one standing out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of the younger ones. Yeah.
Oh really? Yeah, I don't have the problem, Darren.
Because you're always in front. With that problem, you're always in front. Okay, so we close our activity today. Thanks for participating. In fact, we got one feedback from Dan, from our admin, who says, if you go in front, that's where the Holy Spirit is. And of course, Uncle Daniel said that is serong. Okay, that's sideway theology. Yes, so if you are here tuning in and you'd like to be involved in our conversation today, you can use the chat function or the comment section on YouTube and Facebook, or if you're tuning in through Discord or whatnot. Let us know your questions, let us know your thoughts and your opinion, and if you would like to remain anonymous as you ask questions and genuine questions, you can actually use the Slido link as shown on the screen, probably on my top left corner or bottom left corner. Okay, so just scan in, ask your questions. We will attempt to answer them, and we can dialogue it in this section. Okay, so I've prepared a set of questions, and maybe we can start with this, asking to both Darren and Nicholas. So my question is this, right? I think you have answered it in one form or another, but we can go deeper here. Is lighting, music, speakers, all of these things, which are probably the core component of youth ministry or church, right? Lighting, music, speakers. Is it a big thing when it comes into choosing a church? Is it something that you will take into consideration?
Darren, you wanna?
No, honestly, no. I've never looked at it that way.
Okay.
but with everyone jumping, screaming when I first came, it didn't really felt normal because what I experienced before this was basically like, you know, an older group of people where they just sing hymns instead of like, you know, I didn't even know all these songs existed. I didn't know all this existed. I didn't even know church can be like that, in fact. But yeah, it felt out of place when I first came. I felt like I didn't belong here. Yeah.
You mean
so I
with
don't-
all the jumping and screaming, you
yeah,
didn't
and then
feel
I
it,
just
no?
walked in, and then I just walked in for the first time, and then I just felt like very awkward, like what's happening? Like why is everyone doing this? Isn't this supposed to be church? Why is it like a party? Yeah.
Okay, that
Okay.
in the context of you coming from a traditional or rather the
Yeah.
more adult kind of a service lah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then did you grow to enjoy it later on? Or you still
It
feel
took me
like,
a while to adapt to it, but now it's like the new norm to me, like COVID. Yeah.
Okay, but have you come to appreciate it, or would you think that these are some things that doesn't matter, or maybe even some things that you would prefer not to have?
At this point, I'm okay with loud and soft at the same time, honestly, because
Okay.
sometimes I even go to Sunday services in another church because of my grandparents. They're leaders in another church, so I've learned to accept both ways lah. There's no specific way for you to like, how to say, I prefer one and not prefer the other, because that's just how different people, how to say, adapt to things ah. And I've experienced both, so I don't really see a wrong in either way. Yeah.
Wow.
That's my opinion lah.
okay. Will you say that your view that you just shared with us is shared by most teenagers, or do you feel like that's a bit more unique to yourself?
I think this opinion is a bit more unique to myself because honestly, most teenagers, they prefer like, you know, the what's trendy nowadays, which is like the music and everything. I think if you send the teenagers for their first time into like a Sunday service church, like with like hymns and everything, I think they'll get bored very easily. Yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Okay.
So it's proven you are too old lah, Darren.
Growing older, aging.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask the same question to Nick, right? But more in the context of the teenagers that you disciple and the teenagers that you know. Do you think that lightings, music, even games, the experience of fun and hype and epicness, right? The speaker who is speaking, do you feel or do you think that all these are actually part of a consideration of what a teenagers look for when they are looking for a church? Because we're talking about church shopping, right? Shopping means they have they try and then decide. So by trying means there must be something that attracts them. Yeah, would you think that these are some of the elements?
I think on the initial stage, when it's their first or second time, I believe it has to be something that they take into consideration. Because that might be what attracts them to stay, right? But on the long run, I don't think that really matters anymore. Yeah. But yes, so initial stage, I believe that they would consider that.
Okay.
Okay, so like if what you're saying is that generally speaking, young people their initial stage when they come to check out a church or come to check out youth ministry, you're saying that okay lah, most of them will want the hype, the excitement, the lights and all that, right? And then later on they will mature and grow out of it maybe, and look for something deeper. So so my question is, what if you're constantly having new people then?
Then that's something that we have to constantly do.
So so I guess if you are a church or youth ministry that constantly gets new people, or intentionally wants to draw in new people.
Mhm.
And if new people initially look for that, I guess then you're technically always
Mhm.
having some kind of hype lah.
Yep.
Okay. And then the older ones, or like those who have been with you a longer time, or who already gone past that,
Mhm.
will still have to go through the whole hype thing, because like, okay, it's like, okay,
I think-
we're still hype because we are the new people, right?
I think by then they have grown used to it already lah. And they are probably staying because of the connection lah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or maybe because they stayed longer, they also come to understand why we do what we do, right?
Yeah.
They understand that, okay, I'm not looking for the hype, but I understand why we're doing it and who we're doing it for.
Mhm.
And then we flow along with it. Will you agree with that thought, Darren? Like while you don't look for hype necessarily because you've been around and you know we've proven today that you're
Yeah.
old. Yeah, but do you agree that a young person can come to understand the culture, the intention behind what the church is doing, and even though it's not your personal preference, you would live with it or flow with it because of the whatever reason lah, bigger reason.
I will stay for the bigger reason lah, but I think that first impression plays a very big part in whether someone stays or not lah. Yeah. And I think most people will like what X is doing actually. Yeah. May not apply to all, but to teenagers, I think most of them will actually like it. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
So if I'm
Cool.
putting things together, right, it seemed like the impression for the newcomers, they are drawn with things like the music, the speaker, the fun portion of the youth ministry. They are drawn towards it. And Nick was suggesting that in order to keep on attracting, therefore this have to keep on happening. But at the same time, those who later mature and has been staying long enough in the ministry, they will need another compelling reason for them to stay. And if the reason is not there for them to stay, and that's where from shopping, right, hopping will happen. People were like, oh, I don't find reason and purpose to be here anymore. It's not compelling anymore, because all they try to do is the lighting, the music, the speaker, and so they move on, right, to find the community, to find the friends. So my next question is this, right? Because a lot of times all these decisions are being made on a leadership level. So decisions like, let's make it a campaign of just inviting newcomer, and therefore the music, the lighting, the speakers, these are all suggested as well, usually on the leadership level. And then on the follow-up level, on the connection level, the how to make church a safe space and how to make church a community is also mainly being discussed on a leadership level. So my question is this, right? How can leaders or organizers of youth ministry help in making youth to find belonging? What can they do? I mean, let's put aside all the initial hype, right? So what are some things that you think that everyone can contribute in making church a place that everyone can also find belonging? Not sure if you're following me.
Yeah.
A bit lengthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are following you, I guess.
Yeah.
Do I answer first or?
Can.
Okay. I think as the leadership of the organization, what would help contribute to making or giving the teens a compelling reason to stay is because I personally believe that a teen would continue to stay on and root down because there is a connection with a leader per se. So I think what would help is that leader, instead of waiting for the teen to open up and or take the first step to introduce him or herself, I think a leader should take the initiative and get connected with a teen. And from there, it would grow on to caring and really loving the teen as who they are. And then from there, discipleship would start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Darren, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think what Nick said is very true actually, because personally lah, I stayed because of like how much the leaders care for me, and yeah, how much they even like sometimes even I don't come, they even like message me like, hey, why you never come, something like that. And then like we've grown to become like more than just a disciple and leader, like a relationship lah. It's more like a friend, really, like a friendly relationship. Yeah, it's like the leaders are your friends. Yeah, even though the leaders are a bit older, but yeah, they still try to learn and understand the ways of a teenager in order to develop a good friendship and a relationship with you lah. So I think it's really nice to see people trying to do this for me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the genuineness of the relationship is important. Right, you can sense and you can know when a leader is not being fake, not just doing a job, but really care about you. I guess that's when it makes a difference, right? Like when someone keep on checking on you and say, hey Darren, why you not here, it can be borderline like annoying. But it's not annoying if you know that the person really means it lah, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
No, I was trying to download something because I was thinking about my past where people actually ask me, hey, why you never come church lah, like on Sunday, right? This was when I was a bit more younger. I actually take offense, like who are you to like to ask me this kind of questions. Then if I want to come, I come lah. Why you so kacau? But I think it depends who asks, because if the who is close to you, like you mentioned, the genuineness of the relationship, it makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we'll have to. Yeah. I don't know. I thought I would hear from Darren. Like, Darren, since you are the teen, and we're talking in context of youth ministry, right? Like, what makes a difference? Like, between someone asking you, where are you, why you didn't come, and that's annoying, versus someone else asking you the same question, like, where are you, why you didn't come, and then that is interpreted as caring. Like, what makes a difference?
Maybe if the person is not as close to you, you wouldn't really you feel like, hey, why this person asking me? But if it's coming from someone who you can really trust, like your parents, you will know that it's actually like genuinely concerned or something like that, because it plays a very relationship, and how close you are, your closeness actually plays a very big part in like the questions you ask. Because like some questions you won't want to answer someone that's pretty random to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Let me see if
Right.
we have questions from the crowd. Not from Slido, not from YouTube as well. Okay. I'll move on. We got only 10 minutes. So let's ask this question: is the Word of God still relevant? And is the Word of God today still part of the criteria that teenagers look at when they are looking for a church? You get what I'm trying to say? Like when teenagers are looking for a church, right? Is the preaching of the Word of God something that they would think about? Because I think earlier Darren did mention from the conversation, one of the key reasons why people move to a church or look for a church or come to church is because of friendship, right? So my question is the Word of God part of this equation? Any thoughts on this? Especially today lah. Yeah.
Very good question. Got any thoughts on this?
Okay, maybe I ask in another way also lah, right?
Yeah.
We also talk about we stay in church because of relationship, right? Because someone cares for me, someone follow up very well, and that was our answer a few questions ago, right? A few minutes ago. But do teenagers also consider staying, or in the sense hopping, because of the relevancy of the Word of God in their life?
Okay. I'll share my thoughts then. I think that's where the discussion plays a very huge role. Because when I mean, this is my own opinion lah. When there's just teaching, preaching, and there's no discussion, I think it's more like, you know, a teenager going back to school all over again on a Saturday or Sunday, or depends on when is the teens ministry is happening lah, right? It's like them sitting there and just listening to someone talking, and there's no interaction. So that's where I see the discussion session plays a huge role, where they can reflect, they can ask questions, they can really dig deeper, go deeper into what has been taught on the pulpit.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, so opportunities to discuss and process, ask questions, interact, dialogue. Those are, you feel, important lah. Yeah, for long term sake and long term growth. Right.
Yeah, so the Word of God is still relevant because as they mature in their faith, I believe there are more and more questions that will pop up. They will have doubts, they will have things that they really want to know more. I'm not sure. Darren, do you agree as a teen?
Okay, if you view it like that way lah, okay. If you guys have discussion group with like a new person, do you think like the guy would honestly answer you? Like how many like proper answers you get from a new person, like straight away lah? I don't think it's a very big percentage, or maybe even none lah. Okay, first is because they're not very comfortable with you. Secondly, yes, I don't think they would really come for the word, but I think they would stay because the word one way or another help them in a way. For example, like maybe your main intention to come to church in the beginning was because of friends, and later on, like right now for me, like all my friends, actually most of them, or maybe almost all of them, like they kind of jump ship already. So like my friends now are like the leaders, and then yeah, I stayed because of the words, because every time I came back, something relevant will just like come out, even though it's like that short period of time. Maybe just I come back like maybe when I have time, because like right now as a final year student, I have a lot of commitments, and so every time when I come back, there is something that's relevant to me that, how to say, keeps making me want to come back instead of, you know, just jump ship. Yeah, so yeah, it really helps. It really helped me lah. So instead of like just jumping, because if I jump, then I don't really have an answer for anything, you know. I'm like just abandoning everything and leaving behind everything. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Darren. Yeah.
So I'm also curious that you said some of your friends, right, jump ship already. Am I then right to take your answer and put it in reverse, where people who later find there's no more relevance in the Word of God, they will decide at that point to jump ship? Is that also what you're trying to say?
No more relevance.
Like you're still saying, because sometimes when you come back, you still can relate and you feel that it's speaking to you, but maybe the rest do not do it anymore. Is that one reason that you're saying?
I think when that happens, I think what most people will do is either you know, maybe look for another church that, you know, speaks to them. Yeah, but honestly, I don't think most people are doing that nowadays. Instead, they just stop entirely lah. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, that's a very good insight. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Do we have time for one last question?
Yeah, we could do one more.
Okay.
And there's actually one question
Go
from
for it, Ganesh.
Dino.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Let's try to answer
Cool.
this now. Okay. So, what do you think if someone attends another church and at the same time continues serving in their home church because of a need? Someone attending another church at the same time attending their home church because there's a need. So, attending two churches lah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any thoughts?
So, then which is the home church? The one that you
Another
are serving or the one that you are attending?
The
Yeah.
person is serving in a home church.
Okay. Serving in the home church but attending another church because there is a need.
Maybe there's friends. Maybe,
Oh.
yeah.
I think sometimes when you say it's a need, right? What I can think is basically when your parents are the one going to church and they ask you to accompany them. That's what I think lah.
Okay.
It sounds like, yeah. That's what a need sounds like to me. A home church is where your heart belongs. Yeah. Where you will go to and you will feel safe. It's like home. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
But when you say there's a need, then you could always learn something from there. It doesn't mean that it's not your home church and you completely not learn anything,
Yeah.
You begin to realize and appreciate more things actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Darren on the learning part, where you attend a different church, you experience different thing, and you might be able to bring improvement to your home church. Who knows?
So actually that's a very good question asked from Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous, and we've heard some of your answers. So let me also ask this question, right? And then maybe we can close in this context, right? Should then one person or a teenager be loyal and committed to one church as much as they can, or is this not necessary?
You understand the question?
I don't think it's necessary lah, honestly. It might not be necessary, it might be necessary because like I said, for people like teenagers, right, we're considered grassroots, right? Like it's like, as long as we at the end of the day we accept, the religion or have faith in, Christ itself. I think that's the main point lah. It's not really about whether you stay or not. At the end of the day, it's about whether you accept or not.
Okay. And your opinion is that it's okay lah for people to serve in 2-3 different churches as long as they have the capacity, they want to do it. It's totally fine lah.
Sometimes when you do things, it's best to have intentions lah, not to just say I do that because someone asked me. It's okay to say no, honestly. But yeah. But you just need to know if you're doing it because you want to look good or you're doing it because you genuinely want to. Because it's two very different things, And I think if you really like the place, you actually want to, do it out of your own intentions instead of someone asking you to do it. Yeah.
Right. Cool.
I, on the other hand, would say that it is necessary to be rooted in one church because you really do need to build a community where, the church is the community lah. So if you are just hopping around, meeting different church people, then you won't really have a sense of belonging.
Okay. All right. So so we have two different opinions here. One is saying it's necessary. One is saying it's not necessary lah. And we've, I guess, heard the explanation as to why it is so. All right. Ganesh, what do you think? Throw it back to you.
Actually, I wanted to ask you your opinion as a pastor lah. But okay, since you asked me,
Ah,
I okay, so I'm in the opinion where it's good that you are rooted in one church. Okay, not that you can't help another church. When there's a need, yeah, maybe sure. Okay, so I won't say no to a no, like definite no, but it's good that you are rooted in one church because of a few pointers. One is like you all mentioned, community, and community needs time to be built. All right. Second is also to contribute. Okay, contribute to the vision of the church. And I really believe in this because a lot of people think, right, and I probably learned it the hard way. So a lot of people like to think, right, I go to church so that I can receive something. So I have a bad day, I go to church, I listen to the speaker, I receive the word of God. I go worship, I receive. Actually, I feel people stay in church, and quality people stay in church because they're able to give. And when there's a platform where people can be giving, right, they will stay in church. Okay, so contributing back to the vision of the house, and in order to contribute, you want to be rooted lah. You want to contribute something you really believe in, correct? And number three, I had something in my mind, but I wanted to say that I forgot. Okay, so faster.
Okay, I don't have much time, but if you ask me, right, I feel it is actually necessary. I will use the word necessary because it's in the question. It's necessary to be committed lah. I think I wouldn't use the word loyal because it has many different connotations, right? The word loyal, what does it even mean? But I would definitely say committed. I like the word you use, rooted, because imagine a tree that is not rooted on the ground, right? That tree actually cannot function lah. It cannot bear fruit. It cannot multiply. So same thing with a person who doesn't grow roots in the church that he or she has committed to or have chosen to be a part of. I guess it's a difference between, like, is this my home or am I just a guest? And I like the way you put it, kind of just now, like, church is not just where you come to receive. Maybe that will be the initial part. You come to church to receive, but it cannot be always receiving but not giving, because that's not life, right? And I always see that, if you see the church that you're part of as just somewhere you receive, then you're more than likely behaving like a guest rather than a host. When people come to my house and I'm the host, right, I don't expect to receive. I expect to give and make people feel welcome. But if after a long time you still feel like, what's in it for me? Why aren't my needs met? What is the church doing for me? Then there is a very clear sign that you are behaving more like a guest. And as long as you're behaving like a guest, that would suggest that your roots are not there. And I feel like, okay, the thing is this: there's no such thing as, not no such thing like you can't really say I'm gonna be somewhere forever, right? You don't know what will happen. You might migrate, things might change, right? So many different things can happen. So I wouldn't say that once you commit to a church that you remain there forever and ever and ever. Amen. I mean, if you can, great. And there are reasons, very, very valid and real reasons why people need to move from one place to another. Okay, very real. But I feel it's not helpful to have the mentality that, I'm here until I find a better place. I'm here until I don't enjoy it anymore. I'm here, as long as this church meets my needs. I feel those kind of thinking is not helpful, because those kind of thinking means you have not grown roots. I find it helpful if your thinking is like, I'm here forever for now. Like, I'm here forever lah, until God moves me. Otherwise, I'm here. I don't know. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. I'm here unless God moves me. Because the alternative is to like, oh, I'm here and just see how lah. And then you're not rooted lah. It's like a hotel room lah. You don't make your hotel room your home lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coolios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for sharing, Pastor, and thanks everyone for tuning into Access Chat today. We hope you had a good time dialoguing and sharing with us your opinion, being part of Access Chat today to talk about church hopping, church shopping. Whether you would like to think and believe it's good or not good, I hope today's conversation has shed you some light and put some things into perspective for you. Once again, we are not here to judge anyone. We are here to help you make your own decisions. And yes, that's all for today in Access Chat. So again, thank you to Nicholas and Darren for being part of our show. You guys have been very, very on point today. And Darren has probably found a fan in Yue who is like, correct, yes, I got his point, I agree, yes, you got a new fan. So well done to that. Other than that, I hope that you follow on all our socials, follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and reach out to us if you have any topic that you want us to cover. If not, then I will see you guys in our next episode of Access Chat in April. Okay. Yes, ciao. All right, guys.